And just like that, we are back live from Waynesville, Georgia. Papa Pew Pews coming to you. Early morning chat, times two. Seeing who's up and about this time of morning. Let's go. Let's get a conversation going, guys. Come on in. Double tap them screens. Go check out the content. Sub to the channel, guys. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in to all my friends. Double teasing. Welcome into the chat. I appreciate everybody coming in and giving some time for some more people to join the chat. But appreciate y'all stopping in. If you can, double tap that screen, like the live, maybe share it out. Go check out the content, sub to the channel. Welcome in, guys. Good morning. Hope everybody's having a good day. This is Daniel with PapasPewPews. Asking y'all, if you will, double tap the screen to like the live. Maybe go check out the content, sub to the channel. Let's get a conversation going. Drop a comment down in the comment section. Let's go. Doesn't cost you a dime. Just doing an early morning chat, kind of checking on everybody, see how y'all's day's going so far. Either you haven't been to bed yet or you're just getting up, starting your day. Just seeing what's going on in your part of the world. Y'all double tap them screens. Make sure that thumbs up button is lit up. Go check out my content, sub to the channel. Which pistol? There's 3 pistols on the screen, bro. Which one you want to see? 5 people in the chat. Double tap them screens. That is the Taurus TCP 380. Taurus TCP 380. 6 in the mag, 1 in the chamber. So that's 7 shot. That's the Smith & Wesson Shield Plus 9mm. That's the 1911 45 ACP. That is the Citadel Boss 12 gauge. And that's as close as I can get to them, guys, with the camera, or YouTube will pull us. So we have to be careful how we do it. Oh, you're welcome, Alex. That's what we're about, bro. And this is a budget gun channel. I do have a lot more and a lot more expensive. However, I feature budget firearms to try to get people to basically, go out and try something. Try a certain platform. Don't spend $2,000-3,000 on something that you may hate. Go get something. See if you like the platform, and then jump into the more expensive. Or if you're going to fire off more rounds, if you're just doing self defense or training like we should be, and Get you a budget gun. Get used to the whatever caliber you're looking for, and then move up from there. But I do appreciate everybody who comes in and comments, and you know, I invite y'all to go check out the content section. I got a lot of good shorts over there, different firearms, different things. So if you like it, sub to the channel. Um, doesn't cost a dime. I don't charge. I don't have cash apps and shit like that. I don't do things that way. We get on here, we have a good time, we talk about everything you can think of. Um, Try not to get too religious nor political on my channel. This is about the Second Amendment and the love of firearms, showing off your collection. Talking to people like-minded, discussing safety. Training. Things like that. So if you're into that kind of thing, double tap them screen, light up that thumbs up button, go sub to the channel, and let's go. Let's have a conversation. Rack shit, what's up? You see, I got it standing up for you, bro. I stood the 1911 up for you. Y'all see that Trigicon sight glowing orange right now on that 1911 with them St. Jude grips? Was she pretty? All Wilson Combat insides. Wilson Combat magazine. Wilson Combat sear spring. Wilson Combat recoil spring. Wilson Combat firing pin. Wilson Combat extractor. Uh, Only thing that's different, Nighthawk hammer. Everything else is Wilson Combat. I will be doing a short on that 1911 and everything I've done to it. I don't feel I could do it on a live because YouTube would probably gank my ass right off the screen. So I'll do it in a short or either a long form video and put it in my content section. Appreciate that like. Hey, you noticed at the moment you entered the live, right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 11 people in the chat. Let's go. Come on, guys. Drop some comments. Go check out the content. Sub to the channel. Double tap them screens. Let's try to get them likes up into the double digits. Doesn't cost you a dime. Grab a chair. Grab your favorite beverage. Let's talk a little bit. Let me holler at you. 14 folks in the chat. Come on, guys. We can do it. Double tap them screens. Let's get this up to double digits in the likes. Let's show YouTube we do like to see positive two-way content. People who just on here talking about the love of firearms and training and different ways they carry. Um, Rack, honestly, bro, I literally bought that platform right there for roughly 350 cheeseburgers. It was a cheaper platform, a Gerson, um, made in Turkey. And then I put, I don't know, probably another 400 cheeseburgers into just redoing the inside. And it's reliable. It takes hollows and ball ammo. Bro, I can't get too close to it, but I can see what I can do for you, right? Hold on. That's about as close as I can get right now, but Rack, I'm gonna put it on a short so you can see it a lot better. But you see the Trigicon sight there glowing orange. So I put Trigicon sights on it. I leave my back sights blacked out. But that is the 1911. That is my baby. Altogether on that build, about mid six, about mid six cheeseburger, about mid 600. And then my time, of course, but my time didn't cost me anything. It was something I wanted to do. It's a hobby of mine, so it didn't cost me anything to do the work. And it's quite easy. But that one, you'll hear a lot of people with 1911s tell you only run ball ammo, that they don't cycle hollows real good. The Hornady critical duty and critical defense ammo, uh, the hollow points mine cycles with no problem. Well, we say cheeseburgers for dollars. That way, YouTube don't take us off of saying we're trying to quote unquote sell our firearms. So that's when you hear people talk about cheeseburgers or whatever, that's what they're doing. They're just trying to say what they're saying without getting flagged. So altogether in that, I'd say about mid 600 US. Oh, some of our cheeseburgers can get expensive, bro. They used to be 99 cents. According to what kind of cheeseburger you're getting. Now it's a couple dollars for one. I don't eat fast food, Rack. I try to eat healthy. Every now and then I'll get fast food, but it's rare. I do a lot of masala gravies. I eat healthy. Cook with a lot of garam masala, turmeric. Just try to stay healthy, bro. We eat a lot of chicken. Yeah, roughly a little bit cheaper than that, Rack, but somewhere in between the 5 and 7. Once again, the more you can get your hands on and do yourself, the cheaper it gets. The actual platform is roughly around 3 to 350. So is the some of your Rock Islands, some of your tea sauces. Um, yeah, with ammo. Yeah, roughly. And some of them, some of your ones coming out of Turkey right now are running pretty flawless out of the box. I've seen some videos of people unboxing them straight, straight from the shop, unboxing, and they're not having any issues. But I wanted one I could get into for cheap and build out and make expensive, and that's what I did. Um, Mine is Gerson only by name. Everything in that thing is Wilson Combat. You get a four, you get four a meal, and a cheeseburger. We can get four 9 meal and a cheeseburger. Oh Lord, 45s here. If I'm understanding you right, a box of 50 are running about anywhere from 30 to 45. It's according to what brand, and usually I spend about 36 a box of 50. Every now and then you can catch a box of 100 on sale, but it's rare. For some reason, our ammo prices in South Georgia are a little bit higher than everybody else's. I don't know why, but they are. Yeah, basically, right. It's it. But once again, you go places like Texas and some of your other places, they're getting better prices. Here in South Georgia, we're still paying a little much. Like my 45 Lone Colt, it's costing me almost $80 for a box of 50 or 45 Lone Colt. Hell, a box of, let's see, uh, say CCI 22 ammo. Um, that's still 12, almost $12 here. What, 50? Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. Um, it varies. You can catch deals, and a lot of people like buy online. I don't really like to buy online as much because I can't see what I'm getting, and then you get stuff that's been stored wrong or whatever, and half of it don't work. I mean, that's my only worry to that. And I shoot a good bit. I go through a good bit of ammo. So, especially with the 45 and the 9, if it's something I carry on an everyday basis, I make sure that I shoot a good bit of rounds a week. Grand Indian rupees in other states, it will be 280 to 290 grand. Yeah, yeah. Now, rack up. Is revolvers easier to get in India or semi-autos? I saw a show here a while back. Guy had a custom Indian revolver. I don't remember what it was called, but I know that Joker was expensive, but it was freaking beautiful. You need a license, then you can get. Yeah, yeah. I got you. I got you. Well, it's what's up, Adam Ant? What is up? Other than me and you, of course. I got my day started a few hours ago, and now I'm sitting here figuring out, plotting what I'm doing today, or how much I'm not doing today. I am doing great. Um, just going through my list of stuff we usually do on Saturdays and figuring out how we can get. Yeah, I know, bro. The algorithms aren't the best in the world, but you know what? I'm gonna rock with it, man. We're getting taxed 40% instead of 28% on pistols and revolvers starting in 20 seconds. Damn, damn. But see, that's the tools that the government's use, bro. Tax. They've talked about doing tax on ammunition here. They've talked about doing all kind of crazy stuff because they figure if you can't afford it, you're not gonna have it. So they don't have to pass these bullshit laws. They'll just make it where you can't afford it. Taxation is a bitch. You are exactly right. Taxation is a bitch. They do the same thing with land, Adam. If they want your property, they just raise the property taxes to the point you can't afford it, and before long, you either lose it to a government auction or you have to sell it. And that's how they do things. Yeah, fart, you get taxed. You die, you pay a tax. You inherit something, you pay a tax. That's America's problem. They forget how we became America. We got sick of tax, we came together, and we done away with it. And what we do, we're right back to being full of tax again. We legal and licensed here, sir. All right, we gotta pay almost 400K for this. Whoa. Well, see, that's what I fuss about all the time, Rack, about gun laws and things like that. The people who are on that side of the fence, the gangsters, one, they got the money to pay that kind of stuff. Two, they know they're the only ones with it because the legal people, one, don't have the money to buy it, and two, ain't going to go against the laws to get it. So they kind of have free reign. And then they can intimidate people and do what they want to do, and there's nobody to really stop them. That's why I tell everybody here in America, guys, you appreciate this Second Amendment, man, because that Second Amendment is what keeps people from walking through your door, taking what they want. It's the fear of what's on the other side of that door. Yep, went over 2% tax for tea. Yep, yep, yep. Yep, yep, yep. And here we are just a little while later, and we're taxing the shit out of the American people again without representation. Because you can't convince me that the Congress, the Senate, and all them folks up there are representing us, period. They're representing themselves. So we have taxation without representation. We don't have no real folks up there that know what it's like to struggle. Yes, it is. It's our protection against a tyrannical government. That's what 2A is for. That's what the 1A is for. All of it. The founding fathers knew that you were going to have power hungry people that tried to go back to the control system. Even after license, we have a limit on ammo per year. Damn, they limit your ammo too. Yeah, all the amendments. The right against illegal search and seizures, the right to trial by jury. If you actually take the time to read the articles of the Constitution and the Declaration, it, they knew what they were writing. Yeah, India's got some crazy things, bro. They got some good things, but they got some crazy things too with laws. Yeah, Rack, I got that video. I've still not. I've got it from three different angles, from both sides, and yep, that's the Taurus TCP 380. Yep, that was my wife's first carry, and then she upgraded to the Hello Kitty Pink 43X Glock. Above that's my Smith& Wesson Shield Plus, my 45 ACP, and my Citadel Boss 12 gauge. Appreciate it. Appreciate y'all's comments, guys. Y'all's comments is what makes the algorithm go, so I do appreciate it. Y'all check out the content over there in the content section. Sub to the channel. Drop a comment. I'd really appreciate it. Maybe share it out to some friends. It doesn't cost a dime. Free of charge. Yeah, he had some good videos, man, and good debates. And that was the thing, bro. That's what he would do. He would hand you a microphone and he would debate. And sometimes he'd win, sometimes he'd lose. And I didn't agree with everything he done either. But did what need to happen? No. We should be able to have a conversation without worried about somebody snuffing out our light. We should be able to disagree and walk away. But for some reason, we got to the point where you can't think different than me, or I gotta hate you. You can't vote different than me, than I have to hate you. And that's on all sides, man. That's not just on the left. That's on the right too. You got extremists everywhere, and in every country. Well, see, Adam, I'm mixed on the illegals also because I've seen the other side. Um, a lot of the illegals that are here don't really want to be here. They were sent here by somebody else through a system, and they owe so much they're stuck. So they can't go home um, because they owe too damn much. They get these jobs that take advantage of them, and basically, if they decide not to pay them or whatever, who the hell are they going to go to? They can't go to the labor board because they're illegal. So it's kind of a trap system in a way. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand what you're saying, right? Like I said, I followed when the Punjabis were doing their farmer protest. I followed a lot of that and seeing the way they were being done and how it was being done. That was just crazy. Oh yeah, we do. We live with evil, Adam. I mean, and that's why I tell people get one of these trained. Be aware of your situation, the groups that you're in, and if you really get in tune with the people that surround you, um, oh no, no, yeah, Adam. But if you pay attention to the groups that are around you, you could tell when you got agitators. You could tell when you got people looking for trouble. You could, in other words, keep your head on a swivel. There's nothing you can do, unfortunately, bro. What is up, Johnny B? Yeah, just doing an early morning live, playing with the YouTube algorithm. I'll be off and on all day today. Um, an Indian hotel owner also got beheaded. Yeah, yeah, in America. Yeah, no shit, right, Gio? But yeah, man, I mean, there's so much shit going on nowadays and times, man. People can't have a conversation. They can't agree to disagree. It's like they want to program you. Well, I don't want nobody around me that's programmed. If they can't think for themselves and come up with their own independent ideas, yep, always be aware of your surroundings. It has saved me on multiple occasions. That's why if I go somewhere and I see that people are drinking heavily and start to get intoxicated, I get uncomfortable, I leave. Or like if I'm in a situation and you see agitators trying to picket the crowd, I leave. I don't hang out in spots that I know that are eventually going to end up leading me into something I don't want to be in. Appreciate that, Gio. Yeah, that's the Gerson. Well, only by name now, but that's the Gerson 1911. It was a budget 1911, but I completely stripped it, put all Wilson combat parts. I put the St. Jude grips on it. I put the Trigicon front night sights on it. So it is completely built out. I had the barrel throated so it would accept hollow points better than the 230 grain ammo. So that one runs Hornady hollow points with no problem, cycles with no problem. I put the bulletproof extractor, the bulletproof firing pin, changed the springs out. It runs great. Yeah, you can't prepare for certain things like that. But see, that's where the government's supposed to be doing their job. They're supposed to have all the intel and stuff of things like that. And they let a lot of that slip through the cracks. You know, if you look back 9/11, they had tips and things, saying that this was fixing to happen. They just chose to ignore it. They chose to fall under that false sense of security that nobody would ever do that. Yeah, I don't do big crowds, bro. I don't even go like Walmart and stuff. If I go to Walmart, I go in the early enough times where there's nobody there. I get in and I get the hell out. I like to use smaller stores, um, like the dollar stores and stuff like that. I use the smaller stores to get what I need, and then that's how I run. Yeah, I watch my surroundings at all times. Even like driving, bro. I don't pull right up on anybody. I stay back far enough to where if I got to turn out and go around them, I can. Well, rackets, according to how they do it, if they come and they walk, well, now things are changing now that the new administration's in, but before, if they came once they hit U.S. soil, they could turn themselves in, they could put an asylum case in, but then say they met somebody and wanted to get married, then they'd have to cancel the asylum case, then they'd have to put in a marriage case. I mean, the system was completely screwed. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Johnny B. I'm funny, man, and a lot of that from being a cab driver in big cities for years. You kind of learn. I watch to see if people's, you know, I can't really explain it, like if they're following, and I don't like to park side by side, window to window to people. I don't like to be blocked in. Every chance I get, I back in instead of pulling in. Um, just things that I learned over the years. Yeah, the list is huge. Yeah, I know they were showing them. I saw them. But I go back to that. 9/11 showed me one thing. Right after it happened, right after the towers fell, no matter what color you were, no matter what country you were from, them people in that street that day, covered in ash and soot, everybody was the same color and they were all Americans. That day, of no other time, everybody was together. Everybody, whether it be through hurt, anguish, fear, they were all one people. Yeah, he did have an attempt. Several, actually. Once again, because of crazy talk. Yep, the Vegas one. I agree with, if I don't agree with Fox News or any other news source on anything, you would think by now, after all the past events, people would think to check roofs and elevated areas. You would think that would be something that they would patrol more than the close up because it's so easy to get to an elevated area and have free reign. That would be the first thing. If I was on a security team, I would want every roof, every elevated spot covered or blocked. Or like what Trump uses, that ballistic glass. You could still see them, you could still talk through them, but it gives you that cover. Yeah, yeah. But watch, guys. This what this is fixing to do. They It succeeded in one fact. They're going to use the excuse now: no more open air events on colleges because it's a quote unquote security risk. They're going to use that to keep people from doing these events. Once again, the dumbing down of the students. Get down. There you go. Get down. Get down. My dog up here all up on me. You got to figure Charlie was going to people nobody else wanted to talk to. People wrote students off years ago and said they were all pretty much hopeless, that they were going to end up being, voting left basically. And Charlie would go and have a conversation. Whether they hated him or not, he would go open up the mics and he would have a conversation. And then all of a sudden, he played a big part in his last election. And people hated him even more. Yeah, bulletproof glass chamber. Yeah, and tragedy normally does. You're exactly right. And that's another thing. Why is it we have to have a tragedy to unite? But Modi made India so safe that he doesn't use bulletproof chamber. Yeah, Modi's done a lot for India. But you got some that love him and some that don't like him. Yeah, yeah. I know there's a lot going on with the Pakistan deal right now, or was. I don't know if there is now. I haven't heard news in about a week or two, but I know there was a lot going on. And now we got the Poland Russian deal going on. Still waiting to see what's going to come out of that. Then you got China and Korea. Man, it's popping off all around us. Still got the Ukraine shit going on. Yep, Adam, you are exactly right. Hold on, back up. Nope. Random. That's the if you're talking about what's standing up, that's the Citadel Boss 12 gauge on the AR style platform. I do have a Dickinson, but it is in the other room locked in a safe. I do agree. Jaya new gun. Well, it's new. It's new to the channel. It's not a new gun. Um, all my new ones I haven't picked up yet. I got several new ones fixing to pop. I got a CZ Shadow 2 that I've got to go pick up. The Shield X I got to pick up. Four Rugers I got to pick up. No, that's not an M&P 40. That's the M&P Shield 9 millimeter. Shield Plus. I'm sorry, Shield Plus 9 millimeter. Now I have the M&P 45 that looks just like that Shield. Nope, the only 40 I have left is a damn old High Point. Um, and I bought it just to do funny content with. Just like I bought that High Point 9 millimeter carbine to do content with and never took it out the box. It's still got all its papers, all its stickers. It's never been took out the box. Oh yeah, that 45. That's my baby, man. I wanted one that I could carry. I have the Gold Cup, but that was my um, father's gun, so it don't come out the safe. I wanted something that I could take out, shoot, play with, and do things with. So I built that one for that reason. 2 weeks ago. What, Jay? I missed what you're saying. Oh yeah, I see a lot of Chrome 1911s with custom engravings. You ordered 2 weeks ago. I got you. Um, yeah, there's a guy now doing custom engraving on the Chrome 1911s, and that shit is fire. Yeah, Middle East going at it, but they've been going at it since their conception, man. Um, if you go back to biblical days, um, the the Abraham days, it tells you why that goes on. He said, "I'm gonna make two great nations, and y'all always gonna be at each other. You're always gonna fight. And it's been that way since." A and AEA Tactical, gotcha. Yeah, this is the EAA, the European American Arms Grasan 1911. Only by name though, because like I said, it's been completely gutted and completely rebuilt. And it gets the shit wore out of it. I mean, I shoot it. I do want to build a tactical. I want to get one with the pick rails and everything, and build it up the way I want to build it up. That's my next project. My hiking carry. Adam, if I'm going out in the woods, generally I've got that 1863 Colt Navy 45 long Colt, and I carry the Buffalo Bore ammo, so it's got the stopping power I need. So if I'm hiking, generally I've got the 45 long Colt. And I like to play with that little. If you go to my content, I got a little AR-722. I love playing with that. It all folds up and everything packs into stock, and you just pull the cap off the butt cap off the stock, pull your barrel out, screw it together, put your magazine in, and you're good to go. But my main carry when I'm in the woods is whatever long rifle or shotgun I'm carrying, and then the 45 long Colt. Yeah, I'm telling you, them tea sauces are really hitting the mark right now, bro. Um, I've watched a lot of video on tea sauce, and that they seem to be doing the thing. Yep, you're right, Adam. That's exactly what it is. That's what I tell people all the time, man. You take, I don't care if it's the Quran, the Bible, whatever you believe, that book in the wrong hands is more dangerous than what you see on these tables. Hey, some of them air rifles are badass too. The Quran is wrong in all hands. Rack said it. Yeah, that seems to be a lot of extremism. Um, but Christianity can be just as bad. You have some really, really extreme Christians out there. Soft point go to. Yeah, yeah. Some of them air rifles can be beasts. One of them break actions. My niece still holds a BB in her heart, and because of where it was, they couldn't remove it. She's 15 now, but when she was 7, her brother shot her with a BB, and it pierced her heart, and they couldn't remove it, so they just let it stay. So some of them aerosols can be beast. 3-inch Kimber Pro. Ooh, the 3-inch Kimber Pro. The only Kimber I don't care for, I bought my wife that Kimber Micro, and I still, no matter what we done to it, could not get it to cycle. So we traded it in, and we got her to 43X. But up until then, I loved Kimber. I never had a problem with Kimbers. But once again, man, it goes back to what something's designed for. The 1911, in its original design, was meant to carry a chamber pressure of 21,000 pounds. You start shortening that 5 inch barrel down to a 3 inch barrel to a, you're changing its original design. So it does not cycle right. It does not do what it's supposed to do. That's like I still want to get my hands. Yep, I know what you're saying, Adam. Heart attack showed me that. Having a blood sugar of over 900 showed me that not once but numerous times. I have survived so many things I shouldn't have, and I'm still here today. And actually, at 50, more healthy than I was in my 20s. But my sister went 47 minutes total, um, basically gone. She choked and was pretty much gone. And she tells some stories of what she saw during that time and what she heard. Oh yes, sir, Rack. Candy Cane, what is up? Was up all night teasing. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, that teething process is hell. Good lord, that teething process is hell. And there's all kind of home remedies and stuff you can try, but fact of the matter is, there's going to be fevers. They're not going to feel good, and they're going to be fussy. Period. Just finally went to sleep. Now's your chance to get you a little rest, Candy. Yeah, I've been up off and on all night, man. I couldn't sleep for some whatever reason. Last night was rough for me. I don't know what it was, um, but I just couldn't get comfortable. Yeah, too old for this shit. I get it, bro. I say that a lot here lately with these three grandbabies being in the home. But hey, there's nobody else to do what I'll do. I can't see them go anywhere else, so I got to man up and do it. Adam, we'll do another live one day and discuss that part. Yeah, I saw some things. Don't really have a full grasp on everything, but yeah. All right, Rack. I'll see you, brother. Adam, it's more what I heard than what I saw. Now, my sister can graphically describe things that she saw, but mine's more knowing what I survived and hearing doctors talk and knowing that I should not be here. Um, Sugar over 900 puts you in ketoacidosis. Your liver starts to shut down, your kidneys are shutting down, your body's shutting down. And, well, for instance, I got these kids October 2nd last year. Well, the way they had to do it, they canceled their Medicaid, this, that, and the other, and they had to put it under the state's name. Well, in canceling all the insurances, they canceled mine. I went from December last year all the way till February this year without any of my sugar medications. And my sugars were running over 900. They were so high. My A1C was so high, they just listed it as a 17 plus because that's as high as the chart goes. And the doctor came in and he said, "Congratulations, you got the highest sugar of the year." And I believe him. And I shouldn't be here, but I survived it. And now that I've got my medicine, my sugar is back below 100. It doesn't get over 100 as long as I take the medication. But when that medication's running 3 band for one shot, it's kind of hard to get it if you don't have insurance. Yeah, Candy, that's what I'm saying. That's what we're talking about. What you see, what you feel, what you hear. A lot of people think you're crazy for saying that, but it's you wouldn't know unless you've been there. I'll tell you an interesting. My grandma, as she was passing away, the day before she passed away, she was sitting straight up on the bed when we walked in, and my dad had died 2 years before. And she tells us all that my dad had just left. And naturally, everybody was looking at each other like, hey, she done lost her mind. When everybody left the room, she took me by the hand. She says, "I'm not crazy. I know when your father passed away, but I'm telling you, he was just here and he said, I'll be going home soon." She was gone, what, 48 hours later? But she was completely 100% sound mind. She wasn't crazy. She wasn't in no kind of hysteria. She straight up. But, you know, some people believe it, some people don't. And that's their once again, that's their option. That's their choice. Oh yeah, my levels are perfect now. Now when I'm on medication, bro, um, everything's great. My diet's right. All that. It's just without medication, my stuff goes stupid. That's why I act so funny when I go to the doctors and they want to change something. I've had years of regulating and messing with this medicine to where I know what works and what don't work. So, like for instance, when they decide they want to do away with one medicine and put you on something else, I throw a fit. I'm like, bro, I know what works for my body and it's worked for so many years. Why mess with it? I don't want to send my body on a roller coaster. Invocana was one of them. Invocana worked great for me. Invocana had me to a non-diabetic number, but because a lot of people drank with it, even though it says mixing alcohol with this medicine will kill you in big bold letters, because a lot of people drank with it and their kidneys shut down, they took Invocana off the shelves. Well, it was a medicine that worked great for me, and it took me about 6 months to find something that worked similar. 6 months of trying this and trying this. I don't want to be nobody's lab rat. Give me what works and leave me the hell alone. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And then that's the scary part. People talk about shit hitting the fan scenarios. People like us will be affected the most because there's certain medicines that we'll have to have access to. That's why I stockpile as much as I do. I make sure I have extra sugar medicines. I make sure I have extra, um, because I know that that's going to be a crucial thing. Sorry, guys, had something stuck in my finger. I was trying to get it out. I don't know if it was a splinter or what it was, but it's gone now. We at 56 minutes. We down to three folks. I'm gonna see what happens at the hour mark. If it jumps back up, we'll stay on. If not, I'll reset it and come back on. Um, I'm gonna do a few things. I gotta clear out my watch history. YouTube says that helps, so we're gonna clear out the watch history and a few other things and see what happens. I'm gonna experiment with some different tags today and see if that helps bring some people in. What's up, Captain White? Welcome back, my brother. We just chilling. We chilling. Enjoying this beautiful morning. Sunlight's just starting to come out. Perfect time of day. Few more months, right about this time, I'll be sitting at a tree stand with a rifle in my hands, waiting on Bambi's brother to walk out. A little bit longer, and deer season will be here, and I can't wait. Fill up my freezer with some good fresh deer meat. Maybe catch a hog slipping. Get me some pork in the freezer. 4 people in the chat. Welcome in. Double tap them screens. Yeah, bro, Adam, that's the scary part. I've got blood pressure medicine, um, anti-stroke medicine, which is Plavix, heart medicine, which is Carvedilol. Let's see, one, two, let's see, one, two, three, four different, four different sugar medicines. You don't have a hunting rifle yet? Yeah, it's time. Don't wait till hunting season to get it because they like to mark the prices up at hunting season. Always the best time to catch one of them is right after hunting season goes out. Hit the pawn shops up. You can get some pretty good deals because all most of your hunters are pawning their rifles after hunting season, and the prices go way down. But right before hunting season, you can't hardly find anything. I'm running the Savage Axis this year. I'm running the Savage Axis 270. That's what I'm gonna run. That's gonna be my deer rifle this year. No farther than I shoot. That'll work perfect for me. Sound like the grandbabies are up wide open. I hear them in there giving their Mimi hell. Yes, they are. If you get one all hyped up that somebody else is already pissed off, they're hell to take down. Yes, sir. I understand that, Captain. You do it how you do it, bro. And that's how you do it, man. It's, write down a list of what you need and then what you want. And once you hit your needs, then go to your wants. That's what I did. I started with the basics um, and went from there because, let's face it, a good shotgun can be a deer rifle also. Good slugs and a good shotgun, you can harvest a deer with it. And you can protect your home with it. You're in California. Yes, sir. I understand that too. Hopefully soon they'll start to relax some of the laws in California, and y'all be able to get access to a little bit more. Yeah, shotguns. Shotguns are my favorite, bro. I am a shotgun person. I love my slugs. I love my double alts. I love my number one bucks. I am a shotgun go-to person. I will take a shotgun over an AR any day, but that's me. That's just me personally. And I like the 308 caliber. Um, I like the 243 caliber, but that 270 to me is just a good all around round. And I still love my 30-30. Once again, no further than I shoot out. That 30-30's got plenty of knockdown power, and it does the job. All right, guys, I'm fixing to reset the lab. I'm gonna grab something to eat real quick, and I'll be back on. You guys stay strapped. Keep one in the tube. Be aware of your surroundings, and always be blessed. I'll be back in just a few.